Hi Gemini, this is your reading for November 2018. It is a general reading. I'm using the Gilded Tarot, the Psychic Tarot by Holland, and the Whispers of Love by Hartfield. So, Gemini, the card at the centre is the Page of Swords. So this is the issue, okay, or the challenge. Now, the Page of Swords is said to be the truth card. Somebody speaking their truth. But quite often with the Page of Swords, there is this need to ask questions, okay? It's kind of like that feeling as though what you're hearing, you for some reason you don't believe it. So there's a need to ask more questions. Don't take what's being said at face value here. If you are unsure or unclear by what somebody is saying to you, then ask more questions. Now, the past coming through, we've got the Tower. So this has already happened, okay? I know people don't like the Tower card. This Tower moment for you has already taken place. The collapse of something. Normally, it's the collapse of something that was built on, faulty foundations. Something removed from our lives that maybe, wasn't in our best interest. Something that we ourselves should have removed and we didn't. But this Tower moment, whatever this was for you, is still having an impact now. And most definitely is linked to that Page of Swords. Either the other person that was involved here is wanting to talk to you about, the collapse of this. For me, I think we're talking about a relationship here. Now, the present is the Three of Swords. So, this is heartbreak and sadness. This is, feeling that heartbreak from the loss of somebody. It can sometimes, for me, be the card of needing to get to the heart of the matter. But I think in this instance, we're dealing with, as I said, the aftermath of that Tower. Now, in your advice, you've got the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands is very much a card about our foundations. About our home environment. About where we feel most happy, peace, security. So, in your advice here is asking you to think about your foundations. If the person you were dealing with is coming back through here, maybe asking for a second chance, maybe coming back through to say that they want to start this relationship again. You're being asked here, Gemini, to, as I said, look at your security. Look at the foundations. Can this relationship be rebuilt again? But this time on more solid foundations. How others are viewing you, we have the Four of Cups. So this is that emotional funk. That blah feeling. Something's being offered to us, something emotional maybe, something heartfelt, something to do with feelings. But we're not sure, or, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be that what's being offered to us it is not good enough. But it could just be how we're feeling. But if we're going through that Three of Swords, that painful heartbreak, then, you know, for me, I wouldn't be at all surprised to be feeling that Four of Cups. In your hopes and fears, we have the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant, yes, it can be a card to do with marriage. Yes, it can be a card to do with tradition, that more traditional type of relationship. But the Hierophant can also be about our faith. It can be about seeking guidance and advice from somebody that we consider, you know, to be maybe very spiritual or very wise and trusted. But the Hierophant can also be a card about our faith. Now, moving down, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So yes, this can be a card, you know, it's very karmic, the Wheel of Fortune. We don't control that wheel. Sometimes things go in our favour, sometimes they don't. The wheel is forever turning, and it can be a card to suggest a change in your fortune, you know, the wheel turning in your favour. But it can be about getting back on that wheel and having an opportunity here to do something again, to start over again with something. But hopefully doing it in a different way to how we did it before. Because the way we did it before led to that tower moment where everything collapsed and broke down. So if we're going to have an opportunity here to do something again, this time we have to do it differently. Now, the next card, and I don't normally read reversals, but this card jumped out and it was reversed, so I've taken it in that way. So we've got the Five of Wands here in reverse. Now, in the upright, it can be a card that can talk about conflict, where people are not listening to each other, where people are more interested in their own perspective, their own point of view. But it can also be a card to do with internal struggles. If it's in reverse, then for me, it could be to suggest that if we're gonna have the opportunity here to give something a second chance, then this time round we are going to have to make sure that we are listening to each other. That yes, maybe with that Page of Swords, that we are speaking our truth, but also that we are paying attention to the other person and to their point of view, to what they're trying to say. But also, it could be to say that this internal struggle that you're going through is going to come to an end. Now, the last card is the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is a card about holding on. Sometimes it can be about holding on too tightly to something. not being prepared to let it go, maybe being too smothering. But I think it's more to do with holding on to somebody or something that does mean a great deal to you. Holding on to something that, you know, is deeply connected here to your foundations and your security. Now, the card at the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords. And this is mental conflict. This is feeling trapped. But the only thing keeping you trapped, Gemini, is your thoughts, is your own fears here. You need to take the blindfold off and face whatever this is. It can sometimes be that we're holding ourselves, we're keeping ourselves stuck in a relationship that we don't want to be in, but we're fearful about leaving it. But I don't think that's the case here, because whatever this is for you has already broken down there with that Tower moment. It may be a fear about going back into this relationship, because I feel that for a lot of you, that is what this is talking about. An opportunity here to have this relationship again. Now, your card from the Psychic Tarot is mental conflict. Okay, so, you know, very similar to what I was saying there with that Eight of Swords. And in the book, it says, this card deals with the inability to move forward, as self-doubt emerges from indecisiveness or not being able to take action with a person, group, or even a situation in your present life. It may not be an easy decision, but you are already aware of this. Just remember that you have the strength, courage and power to make all the necessary considerations. There's assistance out there for you, so seek out and listen to wise counsel to help you make the right decisions. Listen to your intuition and have faith in yourself. See, and that's what I think this Hierophant is talking about. That is your wise counsel there. Now, your card from Whispers of Love is take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. So maybe, you know, as I said, for some of you, there is an opportunity here to rebuild this relationship back up again. It is going to mean taking a chance. And of course, there's going to be an element of fear here. Because if we've had that Tower moment and we're going through these feelings of sadness and heartbreak, then it's not going to be easy to go back to something that tore us apart. With the Page of Swords there, as I said, if this is somebody else and not you speaking their truth, then just be sure that everything that's being said is correct. Okay, Gemini, that is your reading. Thank you so much and take care. Bye.